The Mike and Tony Show is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
This is Dan Leahy, and you're listening to the Mike and Tony Show.
Bam. It's episode 205. Baron Von Pierce.
Yes, sir.
How was your week this week?
It's good.
Yeah.
The start of the new gig. So it was nice. Just a whole week of learning and training and meeting people. So
Yeah. The first week,
cool.
was there a lot of fluff? Usually the first week, there's a lot of like...
yeah. But then I got thrown into the fire right away, like in reviewing things and stuff like that too. So yeah.
Yeah, you're here for a reason, so
Yeah.
we need you to kind of
And that's how I learned too. I learned by doing,
Mm.
not by like looking and watching and stuff like that. I learned by doing things. So
Mm-hmm. Do you like? I like to have like a little bit of pre. You know what I mean? To like know what I'm about to do, kind of get the steps, get some kind of a reference I can use, and then it's like, okay, let me give it a whirl and see what happens.
no, just put me
You
in
just
there.
jump in. No,
Yeah.
I don't need the instructions.
Just put me in there. Yeah, put me in there, coach.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. So you're liking the new gig?
Yeah. I like the
Beautiful.
gig so far, yeah.
1 week down.
1 week down.
Yeah. Very awesome. What was going on this week? Oh my God, the debate, dude.
Yeah.
That was wild.
They're eating all the dogs and cats. My God.
That was certainly the most memorable and iconic moment.
The most
from that
clipped
debate.
up one, too. Everyone is using that
Lord.
audio.
That's 2024, though. You can get caught lying so publicly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just making shit up. They're like, no, nope. And he said they were fact checking me, not her. I'm like, well, I don't know. You were the one spewing crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
It turned out to be like just made up. Like, or it was. I heard somebody talking about on Breaking Points, a news podcast that I listened to. That it had its roots in some Facebook post. I guess
Okay.
there was some Facebook post where it was like a neighbor of a sister or something like that had heard that somebody
the game of
was
telephone.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, well, but with one person, but to say they're eating the dogs, like, okay, wait, hold on, they're eating the pets. I'm like, okay, which was it? Was it a cat or a dog? Because it turns out it was this one rumor.
Yeah.
So what were they saying? Was it a cat or a dog? You're talking like this is some God, and the havoc that reaped on Springfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, dude. Like they're having such disastrous blowback from that. Like people are going crazy and it's not true at all.
No.
It's not true at all. Fucking unbelievable. Yeah, in 2024, you say some shit in the spot, in the moment, it's like, bam! You know, in 1993, you would have just won the debate right there. But
Yeah.
no, people are like, wait, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's not happening. We can all Google it right now. It's not a thing.
People in Springfield right there were like, what? This is happening here? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, immediately they contacted whoever it was. What was the mayor or something like that? Or it was like the head of something.
And that's our Ohio people, bro.
Yeah.
That's our Ohio people.
What was interesting too was seeing the different Googles, like what was like most searched. You know what the most searched thing was after abortion?
Oh,
That was the number one thing.
I'm sure.
He fumbled the shit out of everything. Yeah, so there's two things going on with this debate. One is that Trump is like, I don't know. In my humble opinion, I just think he's kind of an asshole and he's like self-centered and he just really is only looking out for himself. I don't even buy the whole I'm a conservative Republican thing. I think he's just he changes like a chameleon to whatever.
To whatever.
He was a Democrat forever,
Yeah.
right? Like everyone knew that. And then he decided to run as a Republican and now he's doing like the race baiting shit that's happening. And like, it's so weird to watch him. But so there's that, right? Just his personality. But so many times before, whether you like his personality or you don't like his personality, he has fucked people up verbally. You know what I mean? Like he will just demean people and take them down. And he's won debates. There's no doubt about it where you would say he won, not on the basis of like logical arguments or counterpoints or anything like that, but on the basis of like if you were in the high school fucking schoolyard, you'd be like, yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
He burned the shit out of him. And then to watch him, he was in different form. He had like no political awareness. He was biting everything she threw out
Well,
there.
that
dude.
was her. That was they were saying like I was watching a few videos and like this was her political strategy, right? To get him angry, to hype him up, and then him go on a tangent and not even stay on course of what he was supposed to say.
Right. I know, every time. And it would be in like a subject that he's going to be strong in. And she was smart as fuck. She would just throw something. Yeah, people don't go to your that people are exhausted and they leave from boredom at your rallies. You knew that if he was not a wounded human being, he would have just ignored that and talked to the strengths, because that's where like his base and a lot of people are with him on immigration stuff on the conservative side of things, right?
Yeah.
So it's a strong area for him. But instead, he's like, duh, people don't even go to your rallies. He's like totally stuck on it because his ego's so big, which tells me it's like at the end of the day, we're all laughing and just going, damn, she mopped the floor with him. But for me, I feel sorry for the man. I feel like this is a wounded human being that
He
has
just wants to be president just to be president, not to
everything's
help
clout
people.
for him
Yeah.
and
Yep.
like power and clout and money. And that's all it is.
So I just found on the news yesterday, the title of this is, "It just exploded. Springfield woman claims she never meant to spark false rumors about Haitians."
Oh, you
It's
found
the
it?
lady that
You found
posted
the
to
lady who did
yeah.
the post.
Yeah. So the woman behind an early Facebook post spreading harmful and baseless claim about Haitian immigrants eating local pets that helped thrust a small Ohio city into the national spotlight says she had no firsthand knowledge of any such incident and is now filled with regret and fear as a result of the ensuing fallout. She said, "It just exploded into something that I didn't mean to happen." Her name was Erica Lee.
What was she
Springfield
even
resident.
saying it for? What did she say? She was just spreading a rumor for no good reason, or what?
She recently posted on Facebook that a neighbor's cat that had gone missing, adding that the neighbor told Lee that she thought the cat was a victim of an attack by her Haitian neighbors.
Wow. What's wrong with this whole thing that he's doing to me and like what people are buying into is that it's like old ass ideas that you can group people and know things about groups of people and you no longer think of them as individuals.
Yeah.
Because if that really happened and they did that you're like, well, they're assholes. That people who did that, right? But you're talking about they're eating the dogs like Haitians came in and just started fucking hunting cats and dogs down like some kind of tribal
Like
shit.
their
Like
national
shut
delicacy
up, bro.
or some shit.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Haitians don't even eat dogs and
no,
cats like
dude,
down in Haiti.
dude. It's unbelievable. Yeah, so it was wild to watch that whole thing. You know me, I don't know. I don't like politicians at all. Any of them. You know who I told you I like is Walz. And I don't dislike Kamala Harris. I just feel like I don't know her that well. She seems like maybe she's gone back and forth on a couple of things. She seems like to me, everything she's doing so far, perfect. Keep going. If she keeps going like that, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then, I'm pretty liberal, dude. I really want the same. I believe in the platform, that she's pushing. People talk about like she's doing some crazy shit or trying to do all this crazy stuff. I'm like, what?
Socialism.
Socialism. Yeah. Yeah.
We're all the same. Everyone gets paid the same. Everyone pays the same taxes. No, that's never going to happen.
I know.
That'll never happen.
I know. I still want Bernie. I just wish Bernie was in there. Oh, did you see that Robert F. Kennedy? He kind of had to, because he endorsed Trump.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of had to like he was making some statements about like we kind of have to admit there are some shortcomings with Trump. Like, no shit. For such a smart dude, like why? I guess maybe his beliefs, he really is, anti the platform of the Democrats, I guess, is why he's. I don't really know though. The whole thing's weird. What did you think? Did you think what are they called? Not the narrators. What are they called?
Moderators.
Moderators. Did you think the moderators were fair?
No.
Yeah.
No, dude.
What did you notice?
Just, whenever Trump gave an answer, they would grill him about something, right? And they were like, "Oh no, this happened, this." But whenever Kamala did it, there wasn't like any kind of grilling or pushback on that too. So but anywhere you go besides Fox News, right? It's gonna be like the same. It's gonna get the kind of same reaction from everybody else except for Fox News, where probably it'd be the reverse, right? It'd be switched up to Kamala and
right.
But But no, he fell apart, dude. Like, he was just
It wasn't
dude.
his normal.
The fucking medical thing cracked me up too.
Which medical thing?
Like, it's like, what do you? So you do not have a medical plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Like, bruh, you're supposed to have this shit like set up already. Like, this is what you're like. I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and
Yeah.
this. You're not gonna say, well, I might do this. I might
Yeah.
do this. I might do this. I might do this.
Do you think that he underestimated her? Do you think or like he just took it so lightly? Like, this will be easy money.
I thought that maybe he thought that he was going in against Hillary again. A Hillary type, a woman, and he can move her around and stuff like that.
Right.
But she had a different strategy.
Dude, did
she
you
know
see
his touch points?
How many people watched it? It was like 57 million people, and that's only traditional television.
Yeah.
That's not the people who watched it on YouTube or
No. Yeah.
Dude, everybody saw it, and then like that huge upsurge of people registering to vote the next day. Yeah.
Well, thanks to Swifties.
Yeah, people are
Swifties
so
out there.
mad at her for saying that, for doing that, for endorsing a candidate.
Why? Other celebrities with Beyonce.
Because people hate. People like,
Beyonce.
they hate.
Nobody said anything about
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Yeah. No, I mean Trumpsters are mad at her, I should say. Because the people who were for Trump before didn't change their mind.
Yeah.
It still doesn't change their mind. They just get pissed. They're
Yeah.
just pissed.
No.
And you see he's like completely saying he's probably not going to do another debate. Like, yeah, no shit, you got your house whooped. He never can admit it. He says he won the debate hands down. Me and my team, we were talking. We all like, come on, bro. You definitely didn't win that. Nobody thinks you won it. Look at all the polls everywhere we won all the polls. Like,
Best debate ever.
I just wish that dude, what's his name, whoever that moderator was that kept fact checking him. I wish he would just follow him around full time, just yelling out the truth. Nope, that's not true.
Liar.
Liar. Yeah, inciting evidence. That's what they did. They reached out to Springfield immediately. And like, yeah, we just got off the phone. No, that's
No, they said they canceled the barbecue this weekend.
yeah. No, they're having major problems now.
Dude, I saw like on when I just typed in Springfield, they have like fucking school bomb threats and
Yep.
everything now, and
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, I know. Speaking of which, it was a weird Friday, dude.
No, did you get a bomb threat?
It was Friday 13th yesterday. No,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
it was.
It wasn't. I know. It felt like a Friday the 13th yesterday.
Did it?
So a number of things in my day at my job. For one, the principal was out.
Uh,
The vice principal who's training to be a principal was
Okay.
out. And then the I don't know what her position is. She's the next in line. She was only there for the morning and then was gone in the afternoon. So that already changes the vibe up at the school.
Yeah.
When the three top
New
leaders are all out.
rules.
Yeah, people
New
get crazy. I don't know about
rules.
yeah, kind of. But they also it was when you get a day that's so different. And then if your leadership's there, it's kind of like we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Then you're like, you guys have no idea what you missed. Like this shit was crazy. So in the morning, it started by I got like a text. Jilly texted the Dollar Chain with a picture from Snapchat, I think it was, of like somebody saying something about shooting up schools in the area or something like that.
damn. Okay.
And so, and her school wasn't listed. There was like a couple of schools listed on there. And then we were like, I was like, just stay home. And she was trying to go to school. I was like, no, please, just don't go to school today. So then I get to work and I hear like this bumble, this, what am I trying to say? A murmur among students that there's something about a shooting. And people are scared. People want to go home. And so a whole bunch of kids didn't show up. Attendance was already super low. There was some meeting that happened to like for leadership, and I think whoever could go to kind of inform them of what was going on that day. Because I think what was going on that I saw on Jilly's Snapchat was a different thing, I think,
Okay.
than what was happening. But then I heard it was happening everywhere. It was happening in Texas, like on yesterday for whatever reason, like all this weird shit happened where there was lots of gun threats at lots of different schools.
Damn.
And so, like for example, I have one of my classes is 31 students normally. Do you know what it was yesterday? 13. And then during that, I lost 2 more because we were instructed that if the students want to call home and get picked up, just let them.
Yeah.
And so we just did. And so I had a couple more students. I had a few that called and mom didn't answer. Most of the kids that were there at the school still were kids who couldn't get a hold of their parents, or their parents were somewhere far away, or it was something like that. Like everybody wanted to leave
Yeah.
because they were scared. And I don't know the details. I don't know if you found anything. You didn't find any? Yeah, so much of this stuff can be internal too. But like I said, people were talking about it being in other places. As far as I know, knock on wood, I don't think there was any event that happened. There was nothing like that. But it was a lot of talk and a lot of fear. But that could just be it. You know how that happens. Fear spreads so fast.
Yeah.
People get rumor that there's a gun. All of a sudden, it changes. Because, you would hear stories from the kids, and it was way more extreme than... You're like, this can't be the case,
Yeah. I'm looking here still.
Yeah, still nothing, huh? Yeah, I don't know. But it made my day weird as hell. The school was eerily quiet because there was barely any students. And I just had a rough week, dude. I had a rough day on Friday. Had a rough week. It's always hard. It's very rare that I have a rough day on a Friday. Because Fridays are usually, chill. But for whatever reason, that Friday was rough. The whole week was rough for me. I told you, I think it was before the podcast. You have those weeks where you just keep slipping up. Like, oh, whoops, my bad. Oh, my bad. Oh, shit, my bad. My bad. And then by the end of the week, you're like, I just want to go home and go to sleep.
I'm done.
Okay, I'll come back on Monday.
Go lay in a fetal position. Just hang out.
Just hang out. Yeah. But you didn't have an experience like that this week, Pierce?
No, man.
Oh, you've been watching football at all? I have not really too much.
Yep.
But the concussion to
Yeah, dude.
people are calling for his retirement. He's
A
pretty
lot of
young.
people.
How old is that
This
guy?
is second year. This would be a third
he's super
year.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah, super young. But people are asking him, or not asking him, but recommending.
Advising, yeah.
Yeah, that he retires.
Yeah. I mean, if you've seen some of his concussions in the past, like
I have.
my friend Justin's a big old Dolphins fan, like giant Dolphins fan. I had a conversation with him on text last couple of days, and he thinks first off, he thinks the team is cursed.
The Dolphins? Why? Because they had the perfect season?
Yep. And he said the only way the curse will be lifted is when every member of the 72 team dies. Essentially.
That's dark.
Yeah, right.
Holy
Because that's when the
shit.
curse will be released.
Oh.
Because they're not allowed to. They're the only team to have the perfect season, Super Bowl winning season.
I know the Bears wanted it. We almost had it. But,
So did the Patriots, and they got beat by the Giants twice that year.
mm,
Once to end the undefeated streak, and then
Yeah.
the second time
yeah.
to lose the Super Bowl. And that's when
Yeah.
the Sterling Shepard catch happened, the helmet catch.
Mm. Doesn't it weird you out how much probability is in sports and just chance and luck? And
Yeah.
like so many things. No matter how good you are, stuff can go south.
Oh, yeah.
And then it can be the opposite. Remember, what year was that when the Giants got in on a wild card and then won the Super Bowl?
2007.
Did they do that twice or once?
Once.
Once,
That's
2007.
when they beat the Patriots.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You just don't know with sports. There's always
An 8-8 team won the Super Bowl.
the one that trips me out the most is basketball, though, because the score. You know what I mean? Somebody could be up by 30 points and then flip it around and win by the end of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
And that's
so
just being
crazy.
lackadaisical. And then I think momentum shifts happen more in a high-paced game like basketball or like hockey. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're going, whereas like baseball, kind of slowed down game, football
Very
kind
slow,
of a slowed
yeah.
down game.
Yeah.
But no, I think like the momentum shifts happen a lot more like in basketball games and hockey games,
Mm-hmm.
just because you're like still in that moment. But it also can be like deflated pretty quick too, right? Because if you're going, and all of a sudden a Steph Curry comes through and just swack, and you're just like, oh dang, and you get defeated, bro.
Yeah.
Then the tables
There's a
turn.
mental
Yeah.
part.
And then
That's
the tables
other
turn.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's there's luck and probability, but then there's also your mental state.
Oh, yeah.
That's so much of sports. Like you can be the best ever.
Yep.
But when it's time to perform, when the pressure's on, when the moment's happening, when the thing goes wrong, and then so-and-so got injured, and now where's your head? Can
Yep.
you still be a champion? Like Kobe.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
The human mind.
It's unbelievable to me how few people can make it to those elite levels in sports.
Yeah.
So many guys, like, B-League guys and everything, and they go out to the street or whatever. I mean, he's just fucking mopping the floor with everybody.
Yeah.
Not even close to good enough to getting into the NBA. Like,
Well, there was a guy who was rated like the worst player in the league or whatever. He played for Boston. His name was Ryan Scalabrine,
Okay.
and big old, like almost 7-foot dude, tall, white, redheaded guy. And he was like, I'm probably like one of the lowest tiered NBA players in the league, but I'm still gonna beat you no matter what. And he put like a challenge up, like a $5,000 challenge or something like that. Like if you can beat me in basketball,
Yeah.
and so he had people like, posting money
Yeah.
to try to go play basketball, against him, and he still beat him every single fucking time.
I
dude.
know. that dude I work with, Keneal Dickens, who played. I told you he played for various teams, in the league and stuff. And he's probably in his mid 30s or pushing 40, maybe. He's still gonna whip everybody's ass in sight. Like there's no, you know what I mean? He'll be 50 years old. He'll whip everybody around.
Yeah.
That's the level. That's what blows my mind. It's the same for the NFL. It's the same for all these sports. Like,
Yeah.
it is. We're talking about elite players.
Yeah.
That no matter, because there's so many people that from the time that they're just walking, their whole dream is to go to the NBA, and they're working incessantly and doing everything they can, and almost none of them make it to the NBA.
Yeah. Or any professional sport. Remember one of the fun facts, like I said last week, was the high school football players.
Oh yeah,
Like 1 in like 4,000 make it to the NFL. Like,
that's crazy, bro. Did you ever you had dreams of anything sports related?
yeah, remember? I told you I was going to be in the NBA one day.
Oh yeah, that was both of us.
Yeah, I was going to be in the NBA.
How long
and
did
I
that
was
stick
gonna-
with you?
Like my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
And I was like,
Same.
well, not my
Funny.
freshman year. It was probably 8th grade. When I was playing a farm league, I was playing Gold Crown, so that's like the farm league, the upper tier, basketball. And I was in Gold Crown, and I was on the farm team of the CCA, Colorado Christian Academy.
Okay.
I'm not religious or anything like that. It's just the coach was like, "You want to play for us?" I was like,
You're like, sure.
"Cool." Like,
I like basketball.
and so, that my 8th grade year is when I realized, because then, bro, like, I wasn't tall because I had my growth spurt like my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still great at basketball. But then, bro, I was playing against like 6'5" fucking people, 6'8" people,
Yeah.
like in these monsters.
I know, dude.
And you were just like, and everything that like in a rec league where I would smoke people, like just like smoke people and just have my way. In a Gold Crown league, the farm leagues, dude, nah, man, I was not getting 20 plus points a game.
Wow.
I'd be lucky to get the double digits in those games.
Damn. It's funny. We're always on the same wavelength, man, and similar kind of vibe. But it was me too. I was like in elementary, I was a fucking superstar. That continued through middle school. Like I was a starter, I was a point guard. Like I was like basketball. I'm going to be an NBA player. That's my dream.
Yeah.
And it all came crashing down my first year of high school.
Yeah.
They were giant. They were better than me. They were faster than me, could jump higher than me, taller than me, everything in every way. They had better handles. And I was just heartbroken. And here's the funny part about the whole story, looking back at the big picture. We were terrible. We won like 2 games a season.
Okay.
And I was like, I can't do this. This is not, I guess my dream's over. I better start studying.
Yeah. No, it was, like I said, it was wild because that's like, and when I was in 8th grade, I met my adversary. Turns out we'd go to the same high school, play the same position, and he was like he was the white version of me.
Wow.
And it was like everything that he did, but also he was left-handed, and so was the other thing too. You were just like, damn, dude, he's fucking, and so we're both guarding each other. We're both not getting anywhere. Because
you're both stuffing each other.
Yeah, we're both stuffing. We're both and like he'll score on me, and then I'll score on him, and it was just
back and forth,
but
evenly matched.
Yeah, and then I was like, damn, dude, okay. And then again, we got to a game where I had to guard like some and I'm maybe 5'10", 5'11" in 8th grade, and like I had to guard this dude that was like 6'5". Like, bruh, what am I gonna do? I'm not grabbing rebounds from this dude. He's boxing me out all day. He's like He was, and they were like this, obviously the same age, and it was just like, fuck, dude. I'm like,
I remember playing soccer in elementary, and there's this dude named Willie, black kid that was, I swear to God, he was fucking muscular in elementary school.
Yeah.
And I remember he was so tough, and he was on my team. We were homies. Like, he was cool as shit. But I remember in a game one time, he kicked so hard, he broke a fucking kid's shin.
oh Jesus.
God, you're like, some people genetically, they're just gifted. They come out of the womb just like ready to dominate everybody.
We had this.
I wonder what happened to Willie, by the way.
We had this kid on our team. His name was Nick, and Nick was just a force to be reckoned with, dude. Like, growing up, my dad coached him, and he was just like a pickup person. Like, he signed up. And, when you do like rec leagues, it's like, wherever you're at, they'll try to just put a kid on your team.
Sure.
Maybe you'll get them, maybe you don't. Sometimes you can handpick your teams, but like then my dad was just like, whatever, who comes out on team, you and your friends, then we'll just have some roster fills. And Nick was one of these roster fills, bro. This kid was fucking big ass black kid, and he was like a man.
Yeah, I knew guys like that.
Like, and when he got the fast break, the way he dribbled the ball, like you didn't want to be in his way because it was like dun, 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 like the aggressive like dribble coming down. And you were just like, fuck, like get out the way, man. Like I'm not getting, I'm not getting smashed on today.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder if that dude's at today too.
I don't know. I want to say like I think my friend John had seen him recently or something like that, but he kind of found, I think he had some kids early on in high school kind of a deal. So
that'll change up the sports path real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah. Some people do it though. There's still people who will have kids and figure it out or whatever. But yeah, some people are just freak athletes. They're just very, very good. And that's not to take away from like hard work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I just think at the end of the day, if you make hard work even for everybody and everybody's working the same amount of hard, you're not going to have even amount of skills and even amount of performance.
And then some people just have that game IQ too. They might not be freak athletes.
Tom Brady.
But their game IQ is ridiculous. Like Jokic,
Yeah.
Like their game IQ is just
unbelievable. He's the most awkward player I've ever seen.
And then
and he's amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best ever. Yeah. The other thing that blows my mind about NBA is guys who are small that just do excellent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Getting fucking rebounds over guys twice their height and hops for days.
Yeah.
Dunking on giant guys.
Nate Robinson was one of those.
For sure.
Yeah.
Little dude.
Yeah.
But and that's what I mean is like, you just realize like that's gift.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Growing up to another one was Isaiah Ryder. And he was
I don't know who that is.
He was played for the Timberwolves. He won the dunk contest one year.
Okay.
But yeah, he was a small one too. I think he like blocked Patrick Ewing or something like that one time. Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw a video of Patrick Ewing, and he's like, it's not of him, it's of Jalen Brunson, but it's him like talking about him or whatever. That's a good ass dude. I like that guy a lot. Brunson. Do you know who that is? Jalen Brunson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a good person. It's always nice when they're a good person in addition to being wildly talented.
Yeah, it was. It was Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing went up for a
got
dunk.
Got dunked on by.
No, Patrick Ewing was going for a dunk, and then Isaiah, well, they also call him J.R. Ryder, just went up there and just like, bam, and just blocked him. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That was interesting watching in the Olympics how the rules are different and goaltending isn't really a thing.
Yeah, you can scoop it off the rim. And it's not,
which is wild.
Yeah, it's not goaltending. So there's a couple of.
But is it goaltending things. Like if it hits the rim and bounces up? Can you grab? And even in the NBA, because there's a certain point you can grab it at. Where's that line?
When it comes up, you can't dunk it when it's coming down. When the ball is coming down off the rim. So it hits the rim. If it's going to go, and you can't grab it.
Same with whether it's from a shot or off a bounce. It's the same idea. Once it has to be before the peak of the.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But then people get away with it by it's an alley-oop.
I know. Dude, I've been working on because I'm still playing basketball. It's funny now that I'm lifting weights and I'm playing basketball. My left knee, bro, just bothering me. It's like I don't think it's like injury or anything, but it just feels inflamed all the time. Also, I haven't been able to get cold plunges in. Don't get me started.
Me too.
I'm irritated about it because I had been stacking ice and somebody unplugged the fucking freezer. And so now it's just this
pool
blob of ice. Yeah, but it got plugged back in. Now and it got unplugged at some point. It melted and then somebody plugged it back in without me knowing anything about it.
Dang.
So when I opened it up, it was just blobs of giant rocks of ice. So might try to chip some out and use it. I don't know. I got to get it out either way. So.
Yeah. Damn.
So it's just so irritating. I need one, dude. Playing basketball already, and that's when I realized I'm still I'm like, I'm old.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
I think I want to invest in one of those like big ones, dollar. Like the ones that are like $2,000. You know what I'm talking
I'm
about?
coming over.
You know what I'm saying? And it has the chiller in it and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan style. I will be over at your house, cold plunging. Hey, buddy, what's for breakfast today? It's on my way to work that way.
But then you can just go through the gate, dollar, and just
Yeah.
go through the backyard and
Get one of the really good ones that's like got the constant current or whatever.
what's I'm saying? The water chiller. Yeah.
No, because they have that, but then there's ones where you can actually, it makes the water move really aggressively constantly, so that you don't get the thermal layer over your body.
Oh,
like if
okay.
you just
So
sit
it's
still in
flowing.
cold
Okay,
water,
yeah.
it's not as hard. But I've only heard about it. I've never been able to try it, but it's supposed to be way harder.
I've seen now that some of these companies now have like a shower plunge now, like a thing that they hook up in the showers, like these bungees, and there's like ice above. It's like this little tray, and you put a giant thing of ice in it, and then like the water, you put cold water on, obviously,
Sure.
and then cold water is supposed to like.
You're gonna see an uptick in so much of that stuff because
Yeah.
they're expensive, dude. They're not affordable for
And
most
so-
people.
And so I thought I was smart, and I was gonna look like because I look at aquarium chillers. Like they have like some that are like right. They just don't get that. They just
They've done all this too.
Yeah.
Like you go deep trying to figure out
they
some
don't
alternative.
way. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it cheaper than $1,000. That's what most chillers are.
Yeah.
Most of those chillers are $1,000, bro.
Mm.
And so I was like, damn, dude, $1,000. I was like, fuck. I was like, this gotta be a cheaper way. And so I was like looking at it, and I was like looking at like aquarium like filters. And I was like, oh, look at that. That one's. And it was like, oh, they don't get that cold though. I was like the coldest they would get is like 72. Or
I'm
something
surprised
like
with
that.
you, Pierce. You don't look. I've seen so many online where I'm just not capable of it, and I can't talk my wife into helping me, which is sad to admit, but it is what it is. But there's like plenty of guys who like do it on a really good budget, where they buy like the most expensive part is like the big metal trough and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they just they buy parts and stuff. Maybe it is from aquariums. I don't know, but they set it up to where they create their own chiller and
Yeah.
their own everything. I could see you doing that. Maybe that's but who knows? But I also remember by the end it was you save money, but not enough for all the work. I mean, it's work like
Well,
building
and
one
also
of those.
electricity, right? You're also using electricity
Man,
for
there's
those
always
chillers and
something.
stuff
There's
like
no
that. Yeah.
free ride, bro. It's just because I had a good system going, but then I fell off, and then it took me a while to build ice because you have to build up bags and bags
Yeah.
of ice. Because if you buy ice, I know Mark was doing that.
Yeah.
That's expensive as hell,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Every time you do it, you know what I mean? And me, you, and Mark, none of us are small guys, and that's pretty decent sized tubs. So you need a shit ton of ice to get
Yep.
cold, especially when it's warm.
Yeah.
The nice thing is the winter is pretty effortless.
Oh, dude.
Once it gets cold, yeah, you can just go out and cold plunge.
Well,
anytime you want.
that one when I went in, it was just
ridiculous.
like the ice was like this
So
thick. And I just
crazy.
chipped it all in. I just still jumped in once I crushed it all. And
Yeah,
I actually had to add water to kind of like melt it down
sure.
and try to get in there. But I did get in there, and that was the coldest I've ever
I
gotten.
remember.
That was the one where it was like,
like
32.9.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. God, dude.
It's like, freezing
Are you
is
kidding
32.
me?
And so it was like 32.9. I was
Yeah.
like, yes, this is the coldest ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And I stayed in that one for 12 minutes.
Yeah, I during the winter though, I try to cover my ears. That's the only thing. I get weirded out. You know me. First of all, when I dunk my head, I have to plug my ears because I don't know what it is about my damn ears, but it just sucks all the water in. Everywhere I go swimming, I can't do it. Like even once, I don't get it, and like my kids make fun of me and stuff. I'm like, they'll dunk under and swim. They're like, fine. Every once in a while, they get a little water stuck. But for me, it's like if my head goes under the water, there's gonna be a shit ton of water in my ears.
Maybe
And
you're
then
a fish dollar. And those are your gills.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm unevolved. I still have some remnants of my water life. Yeah, I don't know. Oh man. So what else is going on in the world? I feel like it's definitely craziness in still Gaza Strip and Palestine and Israel. That shit is
I sent you that one reel, and it says cancel all your plans on this day because it was like it was a World Cup qualifier, and it was Israel versus Palestine on November 16th.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, yikes. I wonder what the security is going to look like at that game because is this the right move to have these two play each other? Can we find a workaround or something? Because
Dude,
you don't want that. Nobody wants that.
It's going to be on pay-per-view and everything. And
one of the oldest conflicts in human history.
Yeah.
Just keeps going.
Yeah.
Making things harder and harder for everybody all the time. Yeah, so Maya and I started eating a little bit more consciously.
Okay.
I can't do rules anymore. I can't do diets. I can't because I just rebel. My mind rebels. Like, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yeah, and then you go hard the other way or something, or it's like the night before, and you're gonna. I've done that for years.
Or you do like the whole day. You're like, yes, I'm doing great. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And then you're like, fuck, dude, I forgot dinner. Yeah. And then you have to like get a Mexican food or like burger and fries and
Yep. It's so hard. And like we were talking about trying the Stay to Slim thing. And again, like I said, I can't do the rules and stuff. But Stay to Slim, for anybody who doesn't know, it's like they call it the Colorado diet or whatever. And it's the first 2 weeks are like crazy stripped down. Like there's only a list of like 7 things you can eat. It's only vegetables and like lean protein and stuff like that. And you can have like a little bit of whole oats. Once a day, like that's all it is. So that's crazy. So we talked about maybe doing that, but I have found the most success for me comes when I don't have rules or an exact plan. It's easier to just like, when you're hungry, that when you're in a calorie deficit and how much protein you're eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have an idea of those things. And I think if you just pay attention to those things, it helps. But me and Maya were joking about how getting older, it does get harder, bro. Like something about like you can do all the same things you did at 31. They're not going to work at 45.
No.
I think it is for a lot of people. I was reading something about women, like when they get to be middle aged, like 45-ish. That's like, there's like a whole thing called perimenopause. Have you ever heard of this? Yeah. So it's like beforehand and like all this weird stuff starts happening. And so women kind of significantly age from like their mid 40s to 50. And it seems similar for dudes. Like it just depends on what you're doing, I guess. But I've joked about it on here. I feel like I'm going to be Jon Stewart. Like we're going to come back for an episode one time.
I'm old.
We're going to go a couple and be like, well, so this is what I look like now.
I'm old now, guys.
Yeah. Fucking glasses aren't helping. What is happening? Falling apart over here.
Yeah.
But I think getting older is a blessing for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? To get old.
Yeah. Yeah, and then as it happens, you realize, you're like, I want to grow old with you. Yeah, I want to grow old with you. And then you're like, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're old as fuck. Okay.
Let's do this. Oh, I can't do that anymore.
I can't, my ankle.
I can't do that anymore.
My hip thing. There's always something, bro.
I know. Even I see that with my parents. And it's like when I went to the opening game for CU and I took my dad. And I was like, hey, just so you know, like parking at the stadium is wild, bro. I was like, we're not going to park anywhere close, Dad. I was like, we're going to go park far away. Like, you know how we did.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to go eat. I was like, and then we're going to just walk to the stadium.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, because my dad has some bad knees and everything like that. And I was like, all right, you can be okay? And he's like, yeah, if I slow down, just don't worry about it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to walk away from you, dude. I'm like,
you're just too slow. Meet me there. That's so rude. But at the same time, you get where they're coming from when they say stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be a burden.
Yeah.
Like,
and well, then you see that too. Like you see your parents, like I said, when I was a kid, my dad was still doing leagues and basketball and, shooting the lights out. And, and then you're like, oh, now you see him now. And it's just like, my knees hurt. I can't walk that far. You're like,
damn, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. And then you always see the people that are ahead of you in age and, your parents and that generation and all that. But then you start to see the signs of it happening to you, and you realize like you have to be humble. Like we all feel like, well, if I take good enough care of myself, I do enough of this, I do. There's nobody's figured out how to live forever.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody. There will come a time, even if you make it further than most.
Some old Asian person just like eats rice and fish their entire life.
In one of those blue zones.
Yeah.
The blue zones are crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Those people live to be so old.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. Like all the common traits of blue zones, it's not the guys in the gym like us fucking trying to crush it. No, they have walking as a regular part of their life, eating lots of vegetables and growing food. They're close to the source of their food. It's all natural foods, no processed foods, healthy relationships, small community, where they're kind of all know each other. It just seems like the way humans were supposed to live, dude. Because they're healthy as fuck.
Yeah, I know, dude. Even like coming back from injuries, fucking suck.
Yeah,
takes forever, dude.
I
like
know.
I remember when I was in high school. I remember I sprained my ankle so bad in a scrimmage. And I was like, fuck, it hurt so bad. I was cussing. I was like, fuck.
You were back in the game 20 minutes
and then,
later.
like later on, like, a week later, I was like, all right, I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude, like if I sprained my ankle as bad as I did then, I was like, I think I broke it,
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
done for life. My left foot's forever gone.
Yeah, it's like
That's the other thing. Sometimes you get an injury and then it just becomes like part of you.
perpetual. Yeah.
It's like, I got it's my bad knee.
It's my bad. Yeah, like my dude, it took forever for my lat and that lat pull, dude. But I'm glad, like, I didn't do anything or like
You did the right thing.
I stopped, like, which sucked because I lost everything, like all my strength and trying to rebuild all that and everything. And it's obviously it's been a week since I've been doing the gym hard again.
Yeah,
but things are slowly coming back. I even went to barbell class, saw Gabe
I know.
this week.
So,
but yeah, I went there and I was like, he was like, man. It's like, maybe this is the time to start over. And I was like, he's get you into some CrossFit here.
of course, yeah. They're always recruiting. CrossFit is pretty awesome. I don't know. I do like that. Playing the basketball stuff and doing more cardio stuff does make me realize that no matter what we're talking about with science or like what's the most effective way to work out or whatever, something about it feels good. Like when I get, sweating heavy, breathing heavy, and then I'm sore afterward as well. Like to me, that's a great feeling. It feels good. And then it feels like when you're not working out, your breathing's better. Your heart feels like it's just working better, like everything. It's so I think there is something to all that stuff and combining weights with like that high pace.
Yeah.
That's my perception of what CrossFit is. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of that. And it's a lot of full body stuff too, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can't argue with that. If you said I could eliminate it to I could only do like 3 or 4 different strength training work, exercises, I'd be fine. You know what I mean? Like doing overhead press, squats, and bench press, and those they'll combine too, right? Like you'll like clean and press and stuff like that.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, they do a lot of those combined and burpees and stuff like that, and
Those guys who do that, the competitors, really blow your mind what they look like. You don't see it in other sports. Like look at basketball players, for example, right? It's clear the type of body that is going to be ideal for basketball.
Yeah.
Same when you look at football players, but when you look at those CrossFit guys, it's like out of a movie.
Yeah.
You're like,
they're jacked.
You're not a bodybuilder?
Yeah.
Like, no, I just fucking do this kind of exercise.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Jacked.
Mm-hmm. Aside from the injuries you get, it's got to lengthen your life. Right?
To some extent, yeah. Your heart healthy.
Just don't drop a barbell on your head or something. Clearly that would be different, but.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's what I was saying. Now I'm thinking about it. Friday the 13th yesterday, took Callie to see the Beetlejuice 2.
Okay. I want to hear, I'm very anxious to hear your review on this. But tell me whatever you're going to tell me first, and then we can
No,
talk
I was just
about
saying, took Callie to see the Beetlejuice 2. And, I'm the old person. I'm like, it's not as good as the original, because most sequels aren't.
Everybody's
as good,
saying that.
right? Most sequels aren't as good as the original, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like a 5 out of 10 for me. Nostalgia and everything like that kind of played a part, and it was kind of cool seeing like some of the old characters and stuff like that. But like some of the things, like I don't know.
Michael Keaton's in it.
Yeah,
you can spoil it. I'm probably not going to go see it.
But they had like claymation in it. Like
like the old school,
like his how he does like Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Tim Burton stuff. Like he had that kind of claymation scenes in the movie. And I was like, that wasn't in the first one. Like, come on, dude. Like,
I feel like there was something like that.
well, the sandworms, but that's not like, it wasn't like, and they had the sandworms in there.
No. I feel like there was, maybe I'm tripping. It just rang a bell when you said like the claymation, like something that was like, yeah, no, I guess not.
Yeah. So, and then the claymation was for, again, spoiler alerts. If anybody have not seen this movie yet, you can go and fast forward the podcast right
fast
now,
forward.
about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But like when Charles dies, that's Lydia's dad, the guy with the red hair. He died by, he was going on some bird watching adventure, and the plane was going to crash into the ocean. And it crashed into the ocean. And they're like, oh, he died. He drowned. No. He survived. He got on a piece of the plane. And when he got on the piece of the plane, there's people on the plane that were like waving him down. It's like, oh, okay. And he was going to go swim to them. And all of a sudden a shark just goes, zoom.
And that's how he died.
That's how he died. Eaten by a shark. And so that was his body, half of his body was gone.
Oh, yeah.
And so he wasn't in the movie. His name's Jeffrey Jones.
Okay.
That was Ferris Bueller's principal.
Yeah.
But
Bueller.
he's been ousted by Hollywood.
For what?
Child pornography. So, yeah.
They oust those people in Hollywood now.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, dude. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding because I feel like it's rampant in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like,
And so, he was ousted a while ago. I think the last thing that he did really was like Westworld. I never watched that show.
I never did. I heard about it.
Yeah, but I think he had some reoccurring roles in Westworld, but that was it. Westworld was how long ago? I don't even know.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, and so yeah, and that was a second chance kind of a deal. It was before that. I think like in some 2000 or something. That
Something happened, and that's what I mean. They usually overlook it.
Yeah, well, in 2000 something happened, and then that's when and he got he pleaded no contest to it and everything like that, and then he got the Westworld as like his second chance. But I think that was really it.
Huh. Yeah, no, because I really wanted to see Beetlejuice, and I've actually changed my mind. Like, I'll just wait. Maybe I'll check it out, like when it's somewhere streaming or whatever.
I got excited. I watched the first Beetlejuice too. Well, I didn't watch it. It was on the background noise while I was working.
Yeah.
Yesterday too. So
was there not a Beetlejuice 2?
No.
There never was, right?
No,
it was only Beetlejuice.
Yeah, this is the second one. Yeah.
Yeah. I always liked Michael Keaton. To this day, he's my favorite Batman.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
He's just a great actor
in general.
together.
Yeah. Was he in it?
Yeah.
He was in it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in it. Catherine O'Hara was in it.
Yeah, there was a lot of the original.
Yeah, and then obviously Winona Ryder was in it.
Sure.
Who else? Let's see who else was the original people in there. Bob.
That was a great movie.
He's the shrunken head dude.
Oh, yeah.
He's a reoccurring. I don't know.
Yeah.
Reoccurring, but yeah. What else was in it? It was reoccurring.
Yeah, that was the feedback I heard from everybody. I was talking with my buddy Chris about. He was really
There's
excited.
too many storylines going on too, right? Because you had the Charles died, and then you had like Lydia's story.
Sorry, we didn't tell you more than 30 seconds to.
And then you had
fast forward.
and then you had Astrid's story, which is Lydia's daughter, and then you had Catherine O'Hara's.
Wait, who's Astrid? Is that what's her name from Wednesday?
Jenna Ortega, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's so many storylines in that short of length of a movie. You know what I mean?
Mm. I don't know why Jenna Ortega made me even think of it. For some reason, it made me think of Ariana Grande. Did you see her on The Spice? She's the most fucking on that show, Hot Ones or whatever they do, where they
I haven't watched
he
that one yet,
interviews
no.
them. Bro, she's a fucking animal. I never seen anybody take it like
Yeah.
she, like even the host. He was getting to a point. He's like, his eyes were watering and stuff, and she was just like,
Shawn
oh
Lemons,
yeah.
yeah.
And she was like well into the super hot ones. Was like, oh, that's really good flavor. I was just like,
Dude.
damn, bro.
So Couch Guy calls me on freaking
Really? I haven't talked to him in a while.
Thursday. Did he call me Thursday night on the phone? Like physically called me on the phone.
Mark the couch.
And so I'm in a football league with him, fantasy football league.
Oh,
with
okay.
him
Okay.
that Dom's in too. Dom's in that league too.
Gotcha.
But he calls me up on Thursday. He goes, "Bro, I had a crazy great idea." He's like, "I'm gonna ask Dollar about it." I was like, "Okay." He goes, "We should do the hot ones on our show." He goes, "We should get some hot ass wings and eat some wings and just
do an
talk to
episode.
talk to each other, with hot sauce and wings and da.
That would be pretty. I would do that. I like spicy stuff, but I'm not like.
Yeah. And he's like, we should just get, we should buy those hot one wings. I was like, yeah. I was like, I have the sauces too.
Yeah,
He
you
goes-
have a shit ton.
He
of
goes,
sauce.
what? You have the sauces?
Yeah.
He's like, they make sauces? I was like, oh my God, Mark. Yes, bro. I was like, they have their own sauces. I was like, and I was like, I have their subscription.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a monthly subscription. They send you 3
Bro,
sauces.
I
a
think an
month.
idea was just born. I love that idea because you're not really ripping them off if it's a one-off episode
Yeah.
for our show.
Yeah.
We're just gonna. It's like a
An
homage.
ode. Yeah.
Yeah.
An ode to hot ones.
Yeah, there you go. I'm writing that down, Pierce.
Yeah. So for Couch Guy, that's what he called me up on Thursday, excited out of his mind. Like he must have just like watched a clip or something like that, dude. Because, when he gets something in his head,
Yeah, watch the clip
It's
of
like
us, or you
fresh
think watch the clip of the
of the
hot
hot
ones?
ones, yeah.
Sure.
when it's fresh in his head, that's when he's like the most excited. And it sounded like he just watched something because he called me up. He's like, bro, hear me out. Hear
If you asked
me
him about
out.
it right now, he's like, he'd forget for a second. Wait, what? What did I say? Oh, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
We should do that.
So, yeah, Couch Guy wants to do a Hot Ones episode.
I miss Couch Guy. I haven't talked to him at all. I have no idea
That's
what that
funny.
man is doing right
I
now.
talked to your brother-in-law more than
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't reached out or anything in a little bit. But I know he was busy. I don't know if he's still dealing with his foot. He's got like the gout stuff going on.
Yeah.
And
I was cracking.
he's still working out though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
He
it
does
was-
send me random Instagram
So he
reels.
called me. He called me because when he called me, I was at the gym, and I was like breathing heavy. He goes, "Are you at the gym?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "I love that about you." He goes, "I'm on my way to the gym too," and it was like,
Yeah.
I think it was like 7:45, something like that at night.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. He sent me just like yesterday or day before, he sent me a reel that said,
go to the
send
fucking
this
gym.
to somebody who needs to go to the fucking gym.
Yeah, and it was like the Planet of the Apes whispering to the Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg,
he
right?
was all, he like leaned in.
Or
to
James
whisper,
Franco. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, the fucking gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he sent me the same one.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm glad he's excited about working out
I
again.
responded back to him like, bro, I'm already here.
He sent a selfie back
Yeah.
of you at the gym.
You just called me. Remember, I'm already here.
Yeah. He also sent me another one like a few days before that was just like send this to someone who needs it. And it was like one of those, I think it was one of those reveals where it's the coffee and they pour the milk in or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then you can see the writing and it just said, "You're gay."
Oh,
I was like, this fucking guy. You have nothing better to do. We don't even talk on the phone. We don't see each other. You can come on the podcast anymore, but you got time to watch these reels.
Yeah.
To tell me I'm gay
yeah.
in 2024.
There's lots of people who just do reels. Their relationship is just reels.
Yeah. Yours are recently you had sent me quite a few and I just hadn't been on
Yeah.
in a while and watched. So I went through like a fucking marathon and they were all good. I'm like,
Yeah.
he knows me. This guy knows me. This is what I like watching. This is exactly what I like watching.
Well, like I said, you're my hetero life mate.
My wife does not my feed. Like she'll see my feed. She's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Some of them I don't want in there, but they are because I keep looking at it. It's like the compilations of people like wiping out and shit.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, I can't stop watching.
The
Damn.
fail army stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
All those
ouch.
fail armies. Yeah. A lot of mine I have too is like a lot of nature stuff because I follow this one
Yes.
guy called Fishing with Garrett.
Oh, cool.
And he's called the Yoink guy. And so he just goes in like he's in the Amazon or he's like I think he lives in Florida. He goes to the Everglades a lot and he goes like, "Hey, look at this little thing." And there's like a snake on the ground. He goes, "Yoink." And he like picks him up. And he's like, he's
I
like,
might have seen that guy. I've
and
seen
he's
a
like,
few like that.
he walks fucking barefoot through like the Amazon or like the Everglades and stuff like that.
That's
And he's like walking
crazy.
through. He's like in the swamps, right?
Wouldn't you
And-
think you'd
and
get
there's-
some infections in your feet?
And there's like
parasites?
a fucking like gator right there, and he's like, "Look at this little swamp puppy," and he like taps him on the nose, and it's like, and like swims away. And you're just like, dude,
He's-
this guy is fucking wild.
Wow.
And so he goes out there and he scoops up those what are they called, the pythons out of the Everglades, because you get paid when you like bring back
Yeah.
pythons and
Because
stuff like that.
there's so many, dude.
Yeah.
So
And
many.
he was like, sometimes it'll show videos and just like a fucking, packing tub of snakes, dude. All these fucking snakes in there. You're just like,
Dude, that's my
damn, dude.
wife's worst nightmare.
Your wife is Indiana Jones.
Dude, she hates snakes so much. Like,
Yeah.
really, really, really hates snakes. Which I get it too. They freaking me out. I'm like seeing a whole container of them like that. Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. I'm with Indiana Jones. Like, no, thank you.
It
on the
had to
snakes.
be snakes.
Yeah. I don't know what I would take. Spiders or snakes. Depends on the spider. Almost all snakes freak me out, especially if they're big enough to like really get a.
It's like a gardener snake. Let's just say
No, I'm okay
let's just
with
say
that.
a whole bunch of gardener snakes are all over your body. Like a fucking fear factor.
Or
right?
spiders.
Fear factor, or like a whole bunch of. Okay, let's say this dollar. Whole bunch of wolf spiders all over your body.
Oh no.
Because again, they're not poisonous, right?
Sure.
They're big enough,
Okay.
but a whole bunch of wolf spiders on your body, or a whole bunch of like gardener snakes all over your body. It's
Yeah,
like
the snakes.
like in a fucking like I said, fear factor. You're in a case, and
That's an impossible choice, but snakes. Yeah, I take the snakes because the garden snakes are fine because I know they can't bite me, so it's gonna be really
They'll
gross
bite.
and weird.
They bite still.
They
Gardener
will.
snakes still bite. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can draw blood.
No, for sure. It's not even close. Like I would go with the snakes over the spiders 1,000,000%. Spiders freak me out. Maybe because there's so many more and they're so little too. And they can get in your armpits and who knows where. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh fuck. Oh no. No. Spiders. Ugh. Arachnophobia got me even as a kid, I remember.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Just being like, can you imagine if spiders were the size of fucking cars? We're fucked, dude. We're all eaten. We're all dead.
Well, like I remember watching. I listened to a podcast about this biologist was talking about, bugs and he's like, it's the small ones that you see, and those are the not so smart ones. He's like, that's why they're small.
I remember this. Yeah.
He's like, that's why they're out there. He's like, they're obviously are larger. He's like, just like humans, there's larger species, there's larger humans out there, just because they've had the nutrients, the adaptability and stuff like that.
Mhm.
He goes, he's like, and the same with the animal kingdom. He goes, depending on supply, he's like, there could be giant spiders that are just inside your house that you will never see. Because why? He's like, that's their survivability. He goes, they're surviving because you're not seeing them. He goes, if you see a spider on the wall, what do? Right? Smash it. He goes, those big ones know better. He goes, and they just know where to get their food,
Mm.
and they know to stay out of the way.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. And heck, have you ever seen the numbers on like biomass of spiders?
Oh yeah,
So-
and ants too, dude.
so-
Like yeah,
all insects.
Yeah.
There's so many more of them than there are of us.
Yeah.
It's it's crazy. Or you ever see those? I thank God I don't live in Australia, dude. Or like New Zealand, these places where they have these fucking enormous spiders like
Yeah.
on the wall. It'll just be like this giant ass spider.
Where's the bird eater?
Fuck
Where's
that.
Where's the bird eater live? I'm
Yeah,
talking about
I
the
do.
Goliath bird eater, the
Oh,
one
I've
that's
watched-
like
yeah.
the one that's the size of like a fucking dinner plate.
Yep. Eats birds.
Yeah, that's why it's Goliath bird eater.
It makes you think how evolution, things change over time and they come and go. Like there was a time when things were really big and sometimes things like us, we're so giant compared to our ancestors that we're really small, our distant mammalian ancestors.
Okay, the Goliath bird eater, known as the Theraposa blondie, is found in the rainforests of the northern South America. That's Venezuela, Brazil, Guyana, French Guyana, and Suriname.
Hell no. Hell
List
no.
of forests that I am not going to.
Yeah, right. Well, even you talking about that guy walking barefoot, like I freak the fuck out about all those parasites
Yeah.
you can get under your feet.
Well, not only that, but like when he was in the Amazon, like there's fucking like fleur-de-lances and stuff like that, like poisonous.
What's a what? Fleur-de-lances?
Yeah, is the like a super poisonous snake, dude.
Yeah.
And so like just walking around like whoops.
Yeah, but I'm just as weirded out by like the parasites. Like thinking because they're so rampant in jungles like that. Everything's wet and just fucking life everywhere, bacteria, just everything. Walking barefoot, like you're like, yes, I haven't been eaten by a fucking What are the cats? The big cats, panthers or
Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been eaten by a jaguar. I'm not eaten by a crocodile. I haven't been bitten by a snake. But you're like, but why is my skin all look like this? Like, what the fuck happened? Why do my feet itch so bad? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like shit getting into your body. That stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's like again watching that Naked and Afraid stuff, right?
Yeah,
Like
I love that
when
show.
I think about Naked and Afraid, I'm like, dude, I can do Naked and Afraid if there wasn't fucking bugs.
I know.
If I wasn't gonna get fucking eaten alive,
Yeah,
like I could do Naked and Afraid.
I know.
Like I'd do that, but like fuck, dude. Those bugs, like you see some of those people and they just have like red dots all over their body. And I remember one episode I saw like the fucking guy got stung on his dick.
That's what I say. They always go for the genitals, bro. You're like, oh, my ass crack. Can you just any of that? I'm like, fuck no, dude. Oh. God, I almost don't know if I would take spiders or like anything that burrows into your skin.
Ugh.
Like that kind of stuff. I would almost rather take a black widow than that.
Damn. Yeah.
What are your fears? What are you afraid of? Heights? Are you afraid of heights?
No.
Hmm.
No, I've done like zip lining and stuff like that. And
No problem.
yeah.
Hmm.
What else? Let me see. No, needles, obviously. I'm not a big fan of needles. But like
Oh, that's right.
natural,
Yeah.
natural things, like, yeah, I don't like, I mean, I've gotten over spiders. Like before it was like, you know, you'd see a spider like, no, kill it. Bam.
Right.
Like now I'm just like, nah, get outside, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here. You know, you just like cup it up and put it
Yeah.
outside.
I've always
you know?
done that too.
You know,
with
kind of
everything.
things like that. And like, snakes probably. Yeah. Because it's like, you know, I just don't want to get bit. Like, it's not poisonous.
There's something you
It's
have.
not poisonous. Like, yeah, it's still gonna bite me, bro. Like, I don't want to get bit. Same with like when we went to the fucking butterfly pavilion, like when Callie was like tiny,
Mhm.
and you get to hold Rosie. Rosie's that tarantula, the rose,
Yep.
whatever
That crawls in your
tarantula.
hand or
Yeah,
whatever. Isn't it defanged?
no,
Oh, it's not.
no. And so it's like, you can't defang those. They need to eat $1.
I thought they do defang some of them.
No, I don't know.
I think
Anyways.
that's the thing. But yeah.
But yeah, so I remember like holding it like, and I'm just sitting there like, take the picture, take the picture, take the picture, take the picture. And the people are like, it's okay. It's okay. She won't, you know, she's not poisonous or anything like that. I was like, yeah, but those will still hurt.
Yeah.
If she bites me, it
Absolutely.
will still hurt.
Yeah. Bad.
Like those are fangs, bro.
It will seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't like playing with any of that stuff. But it makes me think about other times. Of all the times we could have existed in history, there are periods where insects were fucking giant, dude.
Yeah.
Where like dragonflies were like birds. Like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine how freaky a dragonfly would be if it was the size of a
They have
dog?
Those pinchers that they have, dude.
Oh my God.
They got those pinchers on them too, dude.
It seems like the worst nightmare of a mammal is like being eaten by an insect. You know what I mean? Being wrapped up in a web or something like that.
And they eat you alive. Like a fucking praying mantis.
Those things are ruthless.
Dude, praying mantis eats you like, there's like on Instagram, they have a whole bunch of videos too. And it's like, you know, praying mantis versus this, like scorpion, right?
Yeah, right.
And like this, you see
I watch
this-
a ton of those.
Yeah, and you see like the scorpion like trying to, you know, stab the praying mantis. The praying mantis is like, what now? Grabs the tail,
Bites
and it's
it
like
off.
grabs the fucking middle of the thing and starts eating like the
Yep.
in betweens, like the soft parts, and it's just this fucking thing's alive.
Yeah.
And it's like I watched another one where it was like a praying mantis was eating a fucking frog, like a tree frog,
Oh.
and like it was just like this tree frog like. Rah, rah.
Oh
Just
God,
They're
dude.
just like fucking gnawing on it, dude. You're like, God damn. Like,
Yeah, what was the one I saw? It was like a lizard. It was like a lizard walking up to it, and they were like going at it, and then the lizard started it, tried to eat it or
Oh.
something, and it just grabbed a hold of its face and then started eating its lips, like just
Oh.
ripping off parts of its mouth, and its mouth was like stuck open because they have those jagged like things on their
Yeah.
arms, and it's just holding its mouth open, and it's just eating like its face, and then he eats its eye, and the thing's like still twitching, and you're just like, God, I'm glad that I'm not an insect, dude. Ugh.
I guess if I was an insect, I'd fucking want to be a praying mantis. That'd be dope.
Yeah. Every once in a while you see him get defeated by something. I'm trying to think what I saw something recently that surprised me. They got him. Oh, it was a particular spider. It was tarantula-ish. It was like
Oh,
a
okay.
big, super aggressive spider. and that one got the best of the. I almost feel satisfied. It's like watching Mayweather lose.
Yeah, like, ha! Finally, dude.
Finally, you're not gonna kill everything. I'm like, well, I'm worried you're coming for me, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
because they also, I've seen like they've got birds, like little hummingbirds,
Mhm.
like a praying mantis. Like, damn, dude.
No thanks, dude.
Can you imagine just like la la la? You're like bzz, you're flying, and all of a sudden like snatch.
Yeah,
It's snatched out of the air.
yeah. You're making me think about flies. It's really remarkable how flies in the Philippines were so slow. So
There
slow.
flies on an island time in Philippines as well.
But there's so many of them. That's the difference.
Yeah,
Like they're just all over, but they're very easy to kill, but they just keep coming.
yeah.
Versus here, like there's not that, I don't feel like usually there's that many. But like in that time of year when flies are out, that's the other thing. Flies go away part of the year here. They don't. That's probably why there's so many. Now that I think about it, in the Philippines, because it's year round,
It's fucking hot all the time.
reproducing,
Yeah.
chilling. Like I look forward to it when it gets cold and you're like, you see that last fly like all slow,
No
like
mosquitoes in the wintertime.
hey, no mosquitoes. God, fuck mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Oof.
I get eaten alive.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Mm.
I get eaten alive. Like me and Callie both just eaten alive.
There's something though. There's some reason
Yeah.
for that. I don't know
I
why.
tell Callie it's because we're sweet.
I know I don't. I've heard conflicting things. I've tried to look it up. Like, what do they attract? And you're like, people are all saying different shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really know. There's a couple of things that's true. Like, they're for sure attracted to CO2. So maybe, I don't know why they don't come after me because I'm fucking full of hot air, bro. I talk a lot and breathe heavy. And like I told you, whenever we ride in the car in the wintertime,
Your glasses
my
fogged up.
whole corner, bro. No, my whole corner of the car, like the passenger window, the front part of my windshield, and she's like blasting the thing, like what the fuck? And everybody else's window's fine. Mine's just, I'm like, I don't know what it is. Something about my lungs is those powerful lungs, bro. I told you I broke the fucking machine that measures your lung capacity at the doctor one time. Smoking all that tweed.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's very, very good at this.
Powerful lungs. Wow. Do you do? He asked me if I did something. I remember. I wish I could remember. I used to laugh about it.
Like, do you do Wim Hof? Remember, he's the breathing expert.
Oh, for sure. No, it was something specific. Whereas he was like, "You must do something," and I was like, "No, I just wow, you just have really good lung capacity." I'm like, like in the side eye cat or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, weed is not the same anymore, buddy. I recently had some that was
Blew your mind.
too much for me. It's too much. Like, what are we doing? I'm not trying to have a psychedelic trip, bro. I'm trying to just relax.
Yeah.
Fuck. Got to be careful. Back in the day, you could smoke a joint of something you never tried before and you're probably going to be fine. You might go, wow, I'm really high.
Yeah.
But not like now. You take one fucking rip out of the wrong bowl, dude. And you're just like, well, how much time has gone by? Like, where am I? Looking around, paranoid, fucking
Like
deep.
that's one of the reels that I sent. No, it was one of the reels, one of the memes that I sent to you. Was the real ones know struggle back in the day, and it was the guy holding that little Ziploc bag of the weed.
Yeah. What was the struggle though? Remind me of what was the point of that one? I do remember that.
I was
But
trying to. That's how you had to get your weed back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Little baggies.
Yeah, little Ziploc baggies.
Not even sometimes not even Ziploc bags. Those little those generic sandwich bags.
It always makes me laugh.
The
how
ones
you,
that fold it, they didn't zip.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
You tuck the little
Yeah.
thing inside of it. I know what you're talking about. Those are the discount bags. Those are cheap. Yeah, but I do love how you give me a hard time about that because I'm so picky now. Back then, I don't know what the fuck I was getting.
He did.
If fentanyl was a thing, I might have had some. I don't know. I had some pretty crazy trips. There's a couple of times in my life where I've smoked weed where I was just absolutely convinced it was laced. And I think in my younger days, that probably was the case. Something happened. But nowadays, you think that's what's going on. You're like, no, this shit's pure weed,
Yeah,
bro.
this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. No, you know, it's like I was thinking about because I went to the Cheap Trick Journey and Def Leppard concert on Sunday. At Coors Field.
yeah.
And so not a whole lot of weed there, not a whole lot of smoking. You know, like
bet,
the concerts that I've been to,
Loaded with
smoke and stuff like that. But like, you know, the 80s really wasn't like
no
weed.
That's the war on drugs, buddy. That was the whole different era.
80s wasn't really weed. 90s,
yeah,
weed. 2000s, weed.
Sure.
You know, and so yeah, it's just been like, I mean, I think right, it skipped, right? 60s and 70s is the hippies period, and then the 80s was like, and the 90s it like ramped back up and got more popular and everything. But no, when I was at the concert, I didn't smell any weed.
That's odd at a concert.
Yeah, and like I saw a lot of old people.
I know.
A lot of old people.
Cheap trick.
Come on. They're still out there doing it, dude. And then, you know, like, dude, oh my God, fucking Arnel
Pineda.
You know how old he is?
He's super old. He's like 50 years.
He's 57 fucking years old, right? This dude looks like he's at a K-pop band, bro. Like I was looking at him, like, you know, he was on like, you know, the screen and everything. So our seats weren't terrible bad, you know, we were in the stand still. But like looking at him, you're like, he came out and he had like some like Asian shirt on, you know, some anime thing on it. And you're looking at him and you're like, this fucking dude is 57 years old. And dude, he looks like he's in a fucking K-pop band.
Yeah. I've been telling Myra, I'm like, I suspect something's happening in Korea right now, in Japan. Like they watch those K-pop or the K-drama shows, right? With all these different, and they all it's like the same group of actors, right? They're doing all these different types of movies and shows and stuff. So it's all the same people. They look like somebody created them. I'm like, these people are fucking beautiful. Like, how do they look like that? I love just being vulnerable on the podcast and saying whatever. But I remember there was one day where they were talking about, you know, I was giving them a hard time. Jesse and Myra were watching. I was just like, the people you guys are watching, they don't look like real life to me. Yeah. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like her. Like, that girl is gorgeous. And they started fucking erupting laughing. Like, that's a guy, Tony.
Oh, dang.
And I was like, what? You know what I mean? But I was like, his skin is perfect. He's like flawless. Like,
yeah, but dude,
sparkling brown eyes. That all just like, I'm like, same.
He just looks so fucking young, dude. And again, his voice is fucking ridiculous. Steve Perry-esque, dude. Just
very Steve Perry-esque, but just amazing singer.
Yeah,
amazing singer.
So, but yeah, they played all of their hits, like all of their hits, every song they played.
Of course they did.
Got
your money worth.
Don't Stop Believing was their last song that they did.
Oh, I can't imagine. That would be so fucking amazing.
And then
live.
then Def Leppard came on, and Def Leppard plays like a super like, you know, special spot to me. That's what like my mom would listen to growing up.
I heard a lot of Def Leppard growing
up too. That and Richard Marx. My mom loved some Richard Marx.
That was my mom.
And so, but yeah, so they played like, I got to hear like Rocket and all that stuff and Animal and, you know, Photograph.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. It was great. And these fuckers are old as shit. And dude, the fucking lead singer, I forget his name, Def Leppard, his hair is still fucking glorious. It's all white and long. He looks like a majestic wizard.
Yeah, that's cool. You love that. When some people are just meant to do something in life, they're just meant to do it.
Yeah, dude.
And that story behind Arnel Pineda is a crazy one, because that guy was like, his family even said he was having issues and was drinking a lot and like just wasn't happy with life, which nobody wants to talk about it, but you're like, I think that's a story for a lot of people like that. People who are insanely gifted, and it hasn't changed their life. It's like they're struggling with, and a whole bunch of other shits in their way and challenges. When there's so much of that happening, but you see what happens when somehow one of those people gets connected, and you're just like, everybody now sees the ridiculous talent flowing out of this guy. Pretty cool.
And that was, Arnel was picked up at a karaoke bar, right?
Yeah.
Or no, not even that. Like,
no, they found him online. It was
online,
videos. They were watching videos. And they literally were looking for singers by going through random videos, looking for Journey covers and things like that.
Crazy, dude.
Do you imagine going through Journey covers and just hearing like, you know, shitty cover after shitty cover after shitty cover, and all of a sudden there's Arnel Pineda?
Well, like you're just like, or you're just listening, right? And you're like, oh my God, what the hell? And you like look at the screen like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of videos of Filipinos.
Because he's the same way. Like when he speaks English, he
has a strong accent.
He sounds like Myra and Ping and all of them. Just like he talks like this. And
it's very good. I like to sing.
Yeah.
It's very fun being Filipino. I have that shit down, bro. I hear Filipino accents everywhere I go. Yeah, and then it's fun. That always, even as a kid, that would trip me out. How you'd hear somebody singing, you're like, oh, they're so good, and then you hear them talking, they're like, all right, then we're gonna, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck you had an
Keith
accent?
Urban.
Yeah.
Australian motherfucker.
Right. What?
Well, crikey, I like me some country music too.
Me and my girl. And you're like, wait, well, how is that the same dude, bro? How does he sound like that?
Yeah. No, I watched, was it Jilly? Jilly had some like thing on TikTok with like the thing where like, of course we're Filipino. We do this and this and this.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that was hilarious, bro. And it was like, of course we're Filipino. We have a cousin that's that tries to be Americanized. And it was like I don't know what cousin it was.
I didn't see this.
Oh, okay. I'll have to show you.
I'm not surprised. You have TikTok? I don't have TikTok.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I just like.
I kind of want to have it now. I
Yeah,
feel like
for the podcast, I thought, right?
yeah, we do have a podcast page,
Yeah.
but I just don't want to. I hate it. I can't stop watching when I go on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. But so anyway, it was like a family member that was like,
Yeah, when you're in the Philippines, it was like the skinny boy cousin. I don't know. And it was like,
Oh,
shit, and
I
was
know who
like-
it is.
And it was like, of course we're Filipino. Of course we have a cousin that's, Americanized and is like showing him and he's like all his like American gear.
if it's who I think it is too, he's obsessed with American basketball and all of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. Did you ever see her? So did you see our video that we made in Hawaii by chance? I know she put that on her TikTok.
The one where like
it was the one where it shows you pre-vacation and you like jump over
Yeah,
the camera.
yeah.
You saw
That
that
was a
one?
cool one, yeah.
Yeah. That was so much fun. We had a good time. And then the joke was I became the human drone
yeah.
because I have super long arms. Plus they had like a selfie thing. And
Uh-huh.
so we'd put the camera on it and I was doing impressions. We have these videos. We all watch them all the time and just laugh our asses off and just pretend like we have one. So I'll like start on the ground.
Uh-huh.
This started without the stick. It got way better after I got that. But it started on the ground and I like lift it up and I like slowly like raise it. And then I just like take off running, trying to keep it stable, and, like going by people's face like like that and then coming back up. And then I got the stick and it was like a thing. Everybody was having me do it all the time. And I remember one time I got really pissed because I did it once and then the camera wasn't on.
Oh.
And I'm like running
Like a
around
fool.
and shit like a fool, sweating. I fall on the ground after like, and they're like, oh, you didn't do it right. And so then I did it again. And then when I did it halfway through, it like tilted or something.
Oh.
Same thing. Had to do it a third time, bro. But for whatever reason,
The life of a digital creator.
the life of a fucking long-armed American hanging out with a bunch of Filipinos in the Philippines. We realize we can't afford a drone, so we are going to
Yeah.
be our own drone. It's amazing.
Oh man, we were at Dave and Buster's. I took Callie to Dave and Buster's, and she got a bazillion tickets, bro. Like she got 17,000 tickets. And
Where'd she get them from?
Just some like
Which
playing
one?
games,
Just all
playing
different- a variety
Yeah,
of games?
and I helped her play some games too and everything like that.
Yeah.
But she got like 17,000, worth of tickets, which is you can get the top shelf anything, at Dave and Buster's with the 17,000 tickets. Dude, I was like, Callie, you can get a drone, bro. There's like drones there with cameras and stuff. And I was like, bro, you can get
Yeah.
this drone. Look at this. And she's like, no, I want this giant ass stuffed animal. And I was like, God damn it. You have so many stuffed animals, dude. You don't need any fucking more of those things, dude. Like, God.
That's funny. At Dave and Buster's, dude, I spend my whole time at that basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing basketball, and Callie's like, I want you to play with me. And I was like, all right. And so it did it. I was like, all right, let's play. So I was going. It's like, it was like time extended. Kept on saying time extended. I was like, do. Go through, like the high score was like 88 and I had gotten 82. And Callie was like,
Pierce.
Callie was all, she's like, you almost got the high score. She's like, do you want to try again until you get the high score? I was like, no.
Damn, Pierce.
Because if I do that, I'm going to get obsessed, Callie. And I was like, I'm gonna get obsessed with.
So there's
transfer
even
score.
levels amongst those of us who didn't make it into high school basketball. You know what I mean? Because not me. Like, that's fucking wild to me. Because there's one dude who played D2 basketball that I work with. His name's Joe. And he's the best of anybody. He would just go and just sloosh, 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 sloosh. And I think his high score, I want to say he hit like 70 or 71. That's fucking wild, Mike.
Yeah, I was
You
just
can
like,
shoot, bro.
I was just going.
Yeah. Do you got moves too? Can you break
I
people's
got some
ankles and all?
moves. I got some moves.
You gotta have in basketball. You have to.
Yeah.
You never get a chance to shoot.
Yeah.
Damn. I kind of want to like shoot around with you sometime now. That's fucking awesome, bro. I'm getting so much better at shooting by doing that
Yeah.
Steph Curry thing. I'll go and do it for an hour and a half. Like I just start with layups, and I'll force myself. If I miss like 2 layups in a row, I'll just stand there under the basket like this, doing like hooks, and then I'll do run up and layup, left, right.
Wait, you called me on Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday.
I did.
Saturday night. Yeah, was that Saturday night you called me when you took Zoe?
Yes, that was Saturday night.
And so you were asking about basketball. Did you buy a basketball?
No,
Oh.
I didn't. So what was the one you told me?
Evolution.
Evolution. I
Yeah.
found it. They had it, but it's an indoor ball.
Yeah, it's an indoor ball and it's like $65.
Yeah, I wanted it.
It's
I
a nice
almost
ball,
did, bro. I was definitely like
It's a nice
grieving
ball.
shopping.
We have 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of good basketballs. But now it took me a while because I was playing with different ones at first, and then they're like different sizes and shit. I'm like, no, I want 7 every time, like
Yeah.
the 29.5
Yep.
inch. That's the standard. So I was looking. So I was really tempted because my other indoor ball is not. It's the smaller size.
Yeah.
And so I don't like it because I'm like, it doesn't give me an accurate idea of my shooting because
Yeah.
it's a smaller ball, so it's going to go in more. But I almost did that night. Yeah, because you said it was like 80 something. The one that I was looking at,
$65.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was 65.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad,
Yeah.
and instead I channeled I bought Myra Stanley. It was weird because we had to kill time, you know.
Yeah.
So we're just wandering around places and stuff. We ate, and then they were like, "Yeah, take your time. It's still going to be a long time." We're like, "Damn." So we're just like walking around, and we're all super sad, you know. I'm like, I just straight to the basketball section. I'm looking at all the different shit over there because I've been thinking about how you said you were a headband guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't, but I could become one.
Yeah. You could, dollar.
Fucking like that. I would rock that
Yeah.
headband.
I mean,
for sure.
I wear a bandana when I work out still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad was a bandana guy.
Yeah.
Always had a bandana on his head. And different styles of wearing it too. You know, like he'd wear it, just folded up in the front most of the time.
Yeah.
And then there's like the narrow days, and then there's days it was
thick
thicker.
days, yeah.
The only one that to me only looks good if you have long hair is the really where you pull it back and tuck it underneath.
Yeah.
On the back. Like
what's his name from Poison?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Every rose
Who is
has
it?
its thorn.
That's Guns N' Roses, isn't it?
Just like
Poison. No, it's not.
every cowboy.
Who
Has
is
the
that? Who's the
same
lead singer though? Fucking
Um,
Poison.
yeah, what is that guy's
That
name?
never shows his hair, and I'm convinced that he's fucking bald.
I know he never really does.
No.
I forgot his name. He was the man in the fucking 80s and 90s.
He had that show and everything. Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I've never seen him without a bandana on.
I feel like a lot of those butt rockers got surgeries as they got older. Their faces start looking weird.
See, Brett Michaels without a bandana.
I'm gonna laugh if it's not. You can't find one, or it turns out you find one and he's super bald.
No, I don't see anything else.
There's no existing pictures of him ever without.
He just goes through online and
He's been
scrubs
bald
them.
since he was 17.
Oh, I guess he has. There's one on here. Yeah,
Normal hair.
it might be like early on though.
Normal hair though.
Yeah, long
Okay.
blonde hair still.
Yeah, butt rock was a whole different thing, man. You know what I mean? Hair bands, whatever you want to call it. Those
Yeah.
80s rock bands, triangular fucking looking guitars and
Fucking wearing mascara.
high pitched operatic singing.
And they were wearing mascara back in the day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Full makeup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Singing about nothing but like girls
Yeah.
in makeup,
Literally.
fucking hairspray. Funny how times change. We're definitely gonna look back on the times we live in, and people see that as looking weird too. What?
What was I just recently was like listening and the song Panama, is that what it's called?
Panama. Like, is it a butt rock song or what?
by Van Halen.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've heard that name. I'd have to hear the song, but I think I know what that is.
The one that's like Panama.
Yeah. What about it? Oh, you just heard it for the first time.
There's a story about it. That's what it was. The song is tied to a car named the Panama Express. It wasn't country or anything like that. It's called the Panama Express that David Lee Roth saw race in Vegas. He was inspired to write the song after a reporter accused him of only writing songs about fast cars, sex, and drugs.
Meanwhile, Panamanians are like, that's our fucking anthem.
Yeah. Roth also had an Opel Cadet named Panama.
I'm really bummed, Pierce. I fucked up.
What's that?
We have 5 minutes left in the show.
Oh, man.
And we have not gone to
The fun facts. All
Damn
right.
it. There were some really good ones this week. I don't have it. I haven't been able to get my iPad to charge here.
Well,
but there's some great ones in there.
There's Friday the 13th fun facts in
Yep.
there. I did some cat
Peanut.
fun facts.
Oh, yeah. Cat.
And then yesterday was also National Peanut Day.
I was wondering. There was no explanation. I was like trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. There's a lot of peanut stuff for sure. Dude,
What?
before we start, though,
Yeah.
since I don't even have one in front of me, the peanuts blew my mind. I did not know how they grew. It's so crazy. I always envisioned them hanging from trees. That's how I thought peanuts grew.
Yeah.
And then to realize it's like a flower that like dies off, falls down, still attached to the plant,
Yeah.
and then goes into the soil and
grows underground.
and grows underground.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
See? And you were making fun of me of thinking desks were stone.
I know. Meanwhile, I'm thinking there's peanut trees somewhere.
Peanut tree.
I really thought that, Pierce. I never consciously
like-
thought about it, but
Just like
I did.
peanuts off of it.
I did. And then the other fun fact about how much water it takes made me
Dude,
realize
yeah.
that I was like, yeah, these aren't things you're pulling off trees and eating. Like,
No.
it takes a lot of prep to make those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's do here. I don't even know how to say this one. What is it? Frigatriskaidekaphobia is the fear of Friday the 13th, which is the type of triskaidekaphobia, or the fear of the number 13.
Mm. Oh, yeah. There was the one that was about the Last Supper and how Jesus had, the Judah was the 13th.
The 13th person.
13th
He's the one
person
that
there.
ratted him out or something, right?
Yeah.
Here's $1. It takes 3.2 gallons of water to produce 1 ounce of peanuts.
That's crazy. I never knew that at all. I realized I had no idea where peanuts came from. I do want to go back and cut up your stone one, though, because that shit was so funny when I was listening to it.
I was so disappointed.
I'm trying to divert the attention, Pierce.
The average peanut farm is 200 acres. Here's this one. All years will have at least one Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
The good news is that there cannot be more than 3 Friday the 13th in any single year. The longest one can go without seeing a Friday the 13th is 14 months.
Yeah. So you can go a year, but there'll never be a calendar year that doesn't have a Friday 13th.
Yeah.
And there'll never be one that has 4.
Yeah.
There will always be max out at 3. And then I don't know if it was a different fun fact or not. The one that was like about January, like if it happens if Sunday is January 1st, then that's when you get 3.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the start of it. Cats' collarbones don't connect to their other bones, as these bones are buried in their shoulder muscles.
Whoa.
So they're just
Just
like all like
loose.
loose and
The
flexible.
bones you're saying.
and
The
fun.
other one that threw me was that I didn't know a normal cat has 18 toes
Yeah.
instead of 20. That stopped me in my tracks. I had to go find Myra. I was like, did you know this? She's like, no. We thought that they had 10. And some of them do have 10, but those are called polydactyl
Yeah.
cats or something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah. That's what they are.
I don't need the fucking fun facts in
You
front of me,
don't.
Pierce.
You don't.
I'm just throwing
Got
shit
so
now.
excited over there,
Throwing
Dollar.
my notebook.
Let's see here. There are 6 cities in the U.S. Named Peanut. There's Peanut,
That
California,
was crazy.
Lower Peanut, Pennsylvania, Upper Peanut, Pennsylvania, Peanut, Pennsylvania, Peanut, Tennessee, and Peanut, West Virginia.
I thought that was crazy. I
Yeah.
did not know. Well, the joke about peanuts in our family was that Kelsey, when she was pretty young, I want to say she was like 8 or something like that, or 9. And we were all talking about like what the kids want to do when they grow up. And when we asked her, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, a peanut. So to this day, we all tease her.
Teaser. You want to be Mr. Peanut over there? So here's that fun fact $. Jesus was crucified on a Friday, and there were 13 guests at the Last Supper the night before his crucifixion, and Judas was the last to arrive, number 13.
Holy moly. It's another episode, Pierce.
Yes, sir.
205. I gotta remember to get to the fun facts. That was a really solid. Check out the fun facts. You can email us at mikeandtonyshow@gmail.com if you want to get on that, or just hit us up through the website too.
Yeah, website, go through our DMs. We're okay. Creep on us.
Yeah.
Come find us.
Another week, another podcast.
We're out there. And with that $, it is a wrap.
Cheers.